All right, welcome back. RealCopStoriesVideos.com. 390 stories. Please look them up. They're all my babies. A lot of ice stuff, a lot of exploding bodies and barking dogs and dogs that stop at red lights. And I mean, dogs that, a lot of pet stuff. You know, dog that granny died 3 days later. The dog's eating out fat part of her mouth because he's thirsty. Good stuff. Look them up. Okay. In addition to that, over 200 people are nodding their heads. Over 250 question and answers. Okay. So if you have a question, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com and I'll answer you directly. We're doing it now. Watch out, man. Don't leave a dog with Granny. That dog gets to get water. The water's in here. Granny may be dead, but she's got saliva. Okay. So, they wanted me to talk about a scary, this isn't really scary as it is kind of weird. I'll tell you what it is. I've been in majors majors meaning a unit that investigates large amounts of narcotics. In those days it was mostly cocaine. We had some heroin in there. And so I was new. I was a detective. I've been on about 14 years, and I'm learning from the senior detectives in my squad. There was 6 of us working, and 4 of us were case makers and 2 were supervisors. So, but everybody works together. We follow people. We write search warrants. So I'm there. I'm learning. I'm new. Well, this night they had a search warrant for a house up in the Hollywood Hills, and we drove by there a couple times to get the lay of the land. And pretty much what it was a small little, Hollywood Hills, any hills for that matter. It's a small canyon going up into the mountain, and in that canyon was a pretty good sized house with I'm thinking back years ago, with like a garage with a house over the garage, with a huge area to park cars. They had a big gate in front. The gate opened up. They could probably park 10, 15 cars in there. That's how big that lot was. And they had again a 3-car garage detached with probably maid's quarters up above and a huge home, Hollywood home in the hills. And they had dogs, 2 or 3 dogs running around on the property. So one of my supervisors wrote the search warrant, and they made a buy. They think there's going to be multiple kilos in there and all that good stuff. So they're going to serve a search warrant at night because it's dangerous. You can't approach. There's only one street in, and they have cameras pivoting up there, so very difficult to go during the day. So they thought they'd get SWAT to go in there at night. So they called SWAT, and I knew a couple of guys in SWAT. So we all met at a police station, discussed this. And we're just in the back, we're narcs. We have the warrant, they're the ones that are going to do the entry. That's not our responsibility. Once they get in there and they do what they do, they'll call us in, and then basically we change sides. You know, we come in and they leave, and then we're detectives, and then we do our investigation, we seize the property, we book everybody, we got the evidence, and that's what we do. They're the ones supposed to go in with guns and bolt cutters, and I'll tell you what they did here. Okay, so we're in the back watching this briefing. And they have like 2 sergeants, and they have like, a good 15 guys, and they're gonna okay, fine. And I'm gonna say they're not really SWAT. They're more like Metro. Metro is a division within Metro. There's SWAT. Metro has like 400 officers, and then inside that you'll have like 80 SWAT guys. These are the guys you see on TV with the long rifles and the hats turned backwards and the bulletproof vests, and they do all the dangerous climbing on buildings stuff. So these guys are more like Metro. They wannabe SWAT. They're pretty good at it, and they do search warrants, and they carry those guns too, but not as finite as snipers and stuff. Okay, it's not really. So I don't want to get you the wrong idea what they were, but they're pretty sharp guys. They're hand selected, physically fit. Most of them not military, but they train like military, and they have a lot of influence there about Marine and Army, obviously influence. Okay, so we're doing briefing. So there's one guy in there I knew. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Okay, so they're give the briefing. This is what they're going to do. They're going to park down a ways away. They're going to get out and they have these black ninja suits. They're going to get out. They're going to sneak up on the place. They're going to have a couple of guys over here crawling. A couple of guys over here crawling. They're going to go up to the gate. One guy's going up to the gate and he's going to cut. They had one of the gates with it opens like this. He was going to cut the chain that runs it, and then he was going to pull the gate back very quietly. It's going to be like 10 o'clock at night. Pull this gate back quietly, and then they're going to bring a van in with like 15 guys in it, and they're just going to bail out of the van and run to the house. Okay. Hand battering rams, the whole bit. Because they'd reconnoiter the house also. When they get ready to do a warrant, these Metro SWAT guys, they go by, they fly over, they take photographs, they do diagrams, because they're the ones that have to go do entry. They're the ones actually physically going to go in there. So they don't want to be surprised by anything. Barricades, cars, or whatever. They're ready to go. Okay, fine. So some of this I'll tell you what I was told, and some of this I'll tell you what I saw. Okay, so we all caravan. Of course, we're like down the street, off a major intersection, waiting for the word to come up. We're probably, 4 blocks away. Because again, these streets you go up, there's like one house in here, and you go around like this, There's one house over here. It isn't like suburbia. This is spread out. Half an acre here, half an acre there. Okay, so it's like 10:30 at night, and we hear them. We're going up now. Okay, we got their frequency. Okay, all right. Okay, we're going dark. We're going dark. It means it's not going to talk. Okay, fine. So we're listening. Almost 11 o'clock. Boom! 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 Oh my gosh! Okay, they're throwing flashbangs. Okay, well, flashbangs it's an explosive like a grenade, and it's actually what it is. It's a flash and a bang, and what it does is it blinds you if you're a crook. And then, of course, it's loud, so you can't hear, and it basically there to disorient any crook that might have a gun or might want to assault you. And as an added bonus to this, it throws off, I don't know whether it's the powder, but it throws off this white powder all over the place. I think it's part of the explosive, because not really an explosive in the sense like a hand grenade, but it's enough to, anyway. And you see some on TV, some of these SWAT guys will do that. Okay, so we hear like 4. It was like 1 and 3 in a row, real fast. And then silence. And so maybe 15 minutes goes by, we're waiting. Yeah. And you hear, whatever unit they were. Code 4, come on up. Here, come on up. The narcs, come on up. Okay, fine. So we get in our cars and we all caravan up there. Gates are open. There's a very large poodle, bigger poodles, not the little ones, little Fifi from Paris, but a big one, laying over there, dead. Okay, so one over there, dead. See blood. It was a white poodle. You can see blood all over him. Okay. So we pull up, and the guys are coming out. They're getting in their van. They got all their equipment. They're taking their equipment off, and we go into the house, and it's a beautiful mansion. In those days, probably, I don't know, 4 million, 4 million. Huge, beautiful, single-story ranch, a couple of pools, jacuzzi. Go in there, all kinds of rooms and open rooms with glass, and really nice. Well, the whole house now was full of white powder from these flashbangs. The front door, double doors, beautiful inlay glass, they're pretty much destroyed. They went in there with a battering ram and just blew the doors down, okay? And then they threw grenades in there. There's 4 guys in there, just in their underwear, and they're all covered in white powder, except for their mouth and their eyeballs, okay? And they're all plastic cupped on the floor. Yeah. So we go, oh my gosh. So my boss, another squad to help us. So there's like maybe 12, 14 narcs in there. So they started assigning people. You go over there, you search over there. I was supposed to be in charge of the suspects because I spoke Spanish. I'm over with the suspects. And so we're trying to get them some clothes because they're in their underwear, which we just gave them pants pretty much. All we can put them on. And so, help getting them. And then we take the plastic cuffs off so I can get the pants on. Then we recuff them and then we're searching them. Okay, so all this stuff's going on. Okay. So bring them outside, sit them down. And I see the guy that was my friend, right? Hey, how's it going? He goes, hey, you ready to leave? Yeah, it was pretty good. He goes, yeah, it was all right. I go, hey, what was your assignment? And he goes, I was the guy that snuck up on the one left side over here on all 4. I snuck up on my ninja outfit. Oh, he goes, and he just sits there, no word. I go, well, what did you do? You just watch everybody go by? Because those guys, they creep up and I think they're there for security, make sure. And then the real guys come up, cut the gate. And then they roll up, and these guys just come in afterwards, He goes, well, we were told to take out the dogs. I said, oh, really? He goes, yeah. Well, how did you do that? He goes, well, he says, we have hand signals because we cannot shoot the dog without making a bunch of noise. But we're watching the dogs to see if they're going to make noise to let us know the cops are here. So he goes, it was interesting. He told me how they did it. He said they snuck up, and the dogs were unaware of what they were doing. They were running back and forth. The dogs just kind of not aware of the officers out there. Good guard dogs, right? Never hire poodles. Should have got German Shepherds. But anyway, but Dobermans. He says, we're laying there, and he says, we're authorized to carry a .22 pistol. We don't carry 22 pistols. That's for like shooting rabbits and targets. But it's low-sounding weapon. If we take out our Glock or a 9mm, it's going to be loud. So we are authorized to carry 22 pistols for dogs. I go, oh, really? Yeah, for dogs. So he says, so we're laying there, and I'm watching the guy come up to the gate to see if the dogs are going to respond to that, okay? And he's over there trying to cut. He couldn't cut the gate at first. He's having a hard time with the cutters. And finally, as soon as he snipped the gates, the dog started barking. And and then he said, I heard, and I fired. I heard pop, pop. Well, the guy on the other side popped the other poodle, and I popped this one. And he said, the poodle's looking right at me through the wrought iron. He goes, he's looking right at me. What'd you do? I said, well, I just went and popped him. I said, wait a minute. Was he even barking? He goes, well, he was going to bark. Oh, come on. Really? He goes, yeah, well, the other one barks, so they're going to bark together. I said, how do you know that? So he goes, well, you don't know. So they popped the dogs. He says, here, pop, pop. And of course, they went down there. I said, well, how far away were you? He goes, I don't know, couple of feet. So he's pretty much point blank range, okay? Like right here. So like, oh, whew. Okay, so then, as soon as the popping pop went on, he says, we expected people to come running out of the house. Well, it was, turned out the house was like boarded up, or windows and doors were closed. He says, that's why they gave us this pistol, because they couldn't hear a sound. You know, and you know, you've been in your house, you hear like a noise outside, like maybe it could be a car backfire or a neighbor firecracker. He said, that's what we tested this, and that's what it sounds like. They've done it in their training to see how loud it is. And he goes, with 22, says, hardly any sound at all, takes out the dog, uses a hollow point, and then, so he says, yeah, as soon as we popped them, then the gate was already starting to be open. That's where the dogs reacted. And then the band came in, they come down. He said, I didn't hear any noise until we heard the MAR guys, the SWAT guys, yell, police, open the door, and then boom, the door went down, then went flashbang. And so he said it was all just like, they had no idea the cops were out there. They just took out their 2 dogs and opened the gate and they're in there. So I'm going, so I walk, so I'm looking at him going, man, that's cold, man. He just took out a poor defenseless dog. He goes, well, he goes, you know, we have a job to do. And I said, do you even own a dog? He goes, no, but you know, I have a job to do. I mean, it's like, whew, I think I'd be a little more tough. I don't think that dog was barking, to be honest with you. I think the order of the day was, take out the dogs. And I don't know anything about big poodles. I don't even think they're that aggressive. I'm not a dog expert. I don't think they're that aggressive. I think they're poodles. I could see maybe a Rottweiler, German Shepherd, of course a Pit Bull, maybe. But poodle, it was a big one. I mean, it looked like it was about 80-pounder. Big one. Yeah. Right between the burning lights, right between the eyeballs, gone. I thought that was kind of cold. And so but again, can't put myself in his shoes, but him telling me the truth that he didn't think the dog wasn't even barking. Anyway, so that's kind of the sad underbelly of what happens here. So bottom line is we searched, we found some coke, and they were all taken into custody, and we seized all the cars, and the city seized the house, and I mean, it was a whole asset forfeiture, went in there with a vengeance and took everything out of that house, furniture, they had a couple of hanging, just a side note here, they had a couple of hanging slings in the bedrooms, if you know what I mean. Maybe you don't know what I mean. People hang from those things naked and they have sex on it. So we said they seized a couple of those just for funsies. Again, I'm a new guy in narcotics, and I'm looking at all this going, wow, this is of course we're all going through, we're searching the bedrooms and we're finding all kinds of adult paraphernalia, adult male parts, plastic, rubber, we're fine because it's Hollywood, and it's and clothes are all glittery clothes. You see shoes, and men and women's shoes are like fashion boots that are up, knee-high laced up boots, and the typical Hollywood you would look like the Hollywood wardrobe. In the rooms there are mirrors on the ceilings and the hanging harnesses. It was all Hollywood, the whole thing. Jacuzzi outside, couple of them. There's all kinds of bathing suits on the edge where people have been, skinny dipping or whatever, and we're just like, whoa, what a lifestyle. And the cars are all, a couple of Range Rovers, a couple of nice Mercedes convertibles, so it's all money, dope money all over the place. So we just basically took the suspects, seized everything. Most of the asset forfeiture guys came out about 1 a.m. They stayed almost the whole night because they had to inventory everything, and they pulled out some trucks and took away what they needed to take. And last thing it did was, last person in the house, turned off the lights. They pretty much just closed the gate, put a padlock on it, and see you later. And they're gone. The suspects are all gone. They cleaned out the house, and I even asked one of the asset forfeiture guys, so what about those dogs? And I don't know. We're not in the dog collecting business. So the dog just laying there. It was pretty sad. But anyway, it's an interesting investigation. Not necessarily that dangerous, but very interesting how a guy could just take out a dog with no threat. But he did his job. So anyway, hope you enjoy that story, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.